Alright, I'm going to finish off this group of problems by looking at simplifying a complex fraction. So you can see here I've got a couple fractions that are added in my numerator and fractions in my denominator. The first thing I need to do is simplify this numerator. So I'm going to do that by, well, considering the technique that I talked about earlier for simplifying or adding fractions. You know, if I'm just focusing on, in fact, let me just cross this out for now. I'm just focusing on the numerator. This particular denominator needs a factor of 2 in it. And this denominator needs a factor of x in it. I can tell this because, you know, I'm looking at its neighbor, and it's all in its prime factored form. So basically, they both now have 2x. So they have a common denominator, and joy of joy, I can see what my common numerator is. So this numerator becomes 2 times 3, which is 6, and then plus x squared, and that's all going to be over 2x. Now I'm dividing that by something. Let me erase that and see. I'm dividing that by x minus 1 over an x. So in order to divide, you know, simplify this complex fraction, I'm going to turn it into a multiplication problem, and I'm going to multiply the numerator, which is 6 plus x squared over 2x. I'm going to multiply that times x over x minus 1, which is the reciprocal of my denominator here, right? So by taking the reciprocal of that, I turn this into a multiplication problem. Now if I go ahead and multiply, right, I'm going to multiply the x times 6 plus x squared, which is going to give me 6 times x. Oh, you know, before I do that, I'm looking and I'm seeing some common factors here. I should probably take advantage of that fact. Let me just write it all together here. So I've got 6 plus x squared times x all over 2 times x times an x minus 1. So what I saw is that I have a common factor of x here and here. So I'm going to eliminate that common factor of x. And it looks like that's all I've got that I can eliminate. So my numerator ends up being, if I write it kind of in a more traditional form, x squared plus 6, and the denominator becomes, 2x minus 2? 2x minus 2. And that is that. You know, before we leave, right, if I want to summarize what we did here, you know, first of all, if you've got addition or subtraction, right, in the numerator or denominator, handle those first, right? So I combined those two fractions in my numerator first, and then proceeded from there. All right, that's it for this question.